The police in New South Wales are going to try to get more LGBTIQ officers into the force. I've got no problem with that. But obviously, as long as you make all of the basic requirements to be a cop, I don't care what sexuality or gender you are, great, good luck, get in there. But what about this too? The ABC has said to all of its, because this little trick the ABC does, right, which is taxpayer TV pays private companies, production companies, to make shows for them. Many of their biggest stars are paid for by the production companies, which is why you never know the actual salaries of some of these people. Well, now there's going to be rules about the diversity targets of the people making the TV shows as well as the people who are on these TV shows. Pauline, look, isn't it all just about you're willing and able to do the job? That should be the idea here, but the ABC wants to basically, presumably, become SBS while, SBS still exists.
Correct. So they're saying if you're making programs in Australia, you have to have at least 50% that are women, and then part of that has to be made up with diversity in the different ones. And you're talking about the police force as well. What is a person's sexual orientation, whether they're lesbian, gay, trans, bisexual, transsexual, whatever it is, and queer? No one's been able to tell me what queer is yet. So, all these plus, 39 definitions. What has a person's sexuality got to do with doing the job? And I spoke to a gay person and they said, I find this offensive that you actually have to put people in these positions because of their sexuality. They said people go in, whether you're gay or lesbian, whatever, they join the police because they actually want to look after their communities and they want to keep it safe for the people. Now, I think we're headed down the wrong bloody path of pushing this about so many quota in doing documentaries. Now, as they said, if you go back and you do a documentary in World War I, you must have an Aboriginal in it, you must have women in it, and you must have gays in it as well. And then if you're going to put people in positions that weren't around at the time, you're actually distorting history to satisfy the people of today that you were in it. And I'll tell one last thing. If you watch Bridgerton, that's on Netflix, all right?
So no, that's not a documentary, right?
Half the people in it are actually black, and you have all these barons and earls and everyone who are actually black. I don't think that was the case in the early 1800s, but is this where we're headed, to actually show these programs that is really distorting history to satisfy people? Diversity I'm all for, but don't distort history.